Hey guys, it's Nathan here from Taser PC Gaming Community, and welcome back to the third part of my Camtasia tutorial. This week we're going to be doing how to do basic intros. Now, intros are going to be something that if you're a YouTuber, you're going to want to use pretty much all the time. And also for other things as well. If you're doing training videos or presentations, you might want an intro. Depending on what you're using it for, intros can be used for different things. But I personally, and this is just a personal thing because everybody will be different, I personally think that you should have your contact details, like a website or something, and then have your logo in there. And that's the main two focuses you should have in an intro. Now, I know lots of people don't have that, and there are so many different ways of doing this, but you're watching my videos, and this is the way I'm going to explain it, and I appreciate that it's probably not going to be the same as everyone else. But if you want to know how to do them this way, this is the way that I do them. So first things first, I'm going to show you my intro which I'm using at the moment. Now, I've had a few intros over the time that I've been doing YouTube, and this is probably not the first one, but it's the first one I'm happy with that I made myself in Camtasia. I've made a few others using Camtasia and Bonjour and Cinema 4D, and I've made so many different intros, and I just think that simple is better than complex, because I've tried using Cinema 4D and it's not difficult to get the hang of, but it's quite difficult to be good at, and quite often there's stuff that you really want to try and you're just like, wow, I just don't know how to do that. So I always think it's best, if you're not too sure about how to do it, start off simple. You can always learn those skills later on as time goes on, but if you want to get an intro up straight away, don't go, oh, I'm just going to get the most amazing looking intro ever. I'm going to have like fireworks and flames and explosions and naked chicks and things like that. It's not going to work. You're not going to do it. So start off simple, and then if you want to improve on it, go and learn those skills, then do it bit by bit, but leave your other intro up at the same time, and then you can come back and do it. If you can do that, then fantastic. Well done to you. But yeah, so first of all, I'm going to show you my intro that I'm using at the moment. Okay, so pretty simple, nothing too complex, not very long, shows the logo, shows the website, practically it. Okay, now what that does demonstrate is the use of music and the use of sound effects, and also custom animation, so using the picture animation, which I will show you how to do. We touched on it last time a little bit, and it was to do with kind of moving pictures and stuff around and animating it and making it do stuff you wanted to do. And now there's a lot of that in intro work, and it's not the easiest thing to do, which is why I'm doing a video on it, because it is quite complex. And I mean, this all depends on how you want to do the video as well. Again, you're going to have to put in a bit of your own imagination, because this sort of thing is very personal. An intro is meant to be about you, it's meant to be about your company, your channel, whatever it is you're going to use it for, and it needs to be about you, and it needs to reflect you. So before you start going, yes, I'm going to do something, come up with an idea, come up with a concept, what you want to show on screen. Nothing too ambitious, like I said, try and keep it simple. I mean, what did I have then? I had a frame bouncing on the floor, kind of hitting the floor and bouncing up. Then I had the Taser logo bursting through the frame. Then I had it move up. Well, no, sorry, I had the laser come across first. Then I had it move up, and then the website appeared underneath. It's not complex. It's not the most, it's not like a Hollywood production. It's very simple. But it means that people know who's done the video, and they know where to find more content just by that 16-second intro. And that's another thing as well. Your intros can't be too long. If you're going to have like a 45-minute intro, 45-second to a minute intro, sorry about that, then people are going to get bored. They're going to get halfway through your intro and go, I don't like the intro, I'm not going to like the video, fuck it, we'll go. And they'll go and look somewhere else. They will. I hate to say it, but the YouTube audience is very fickle. I know a lot of people that will skip through videos if there's a boring bit. So if your intro is boring, they'll either skip through it or they'll just leave. They won't bother. So think about what you're going to be putting in there, and it has to be kind of to the point very quickly. Okay, so I've talked enough. We're gonna get on with actually making one. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I didn't actually come up with the concept beforehand, which is what I should have done. So let's kind of call this this is how to not do an intro, maybe. I didn't really think of this beforehand, but let's just do something with our logo. That'd be probably the simplest way of doing it. Right, well, we use this logo. This is the logo which is designed for our hats, but we haven't got around to doing them yet. You might have seen this before already. This was designed by a friend of mine, Lara Brooks, which is really, really nice. And she did this totally for free for me. But say you were Taser and you wanted people to know who did the videos, and that was it. You just wanted people to know that it was a Taser video, and that is it. You don't want to know. You haven't got a website. You don't want to put any kind of social media stuff on there. You just want to say, I'm Taser, this is my video, here's the intro. Well, something really simple you could have as an intro is maybe the word spinning into frame. So you could have something like visual properties. Okay, so add animation on here. And what we might do to begin with is, oh gee, hang on. I need to make it. Basically what you need to do, when you first start it, you need to start it from the point where you want it to start in the video. So I don't want to start it at this size, because this is where we want it to end up. We want it to start very small or not showing at all. So let's start off scale. Yeah, let's do that just as a dot. So we'll say 1%. But you want to remember the numbers as well. So 100% is what it was before. So if we just type in 100 here, it will go back to how it was. So try and remember those, because they'll be useful in a minute. So 1%, and we're going to have a transition as it comes in. So fade. Let's go to visual properties. Now we add the animation, and we're going to have scale of 100, and we're going to do rotation. Now, what we should do really is do this. So let's keep it under 20 seconds. Okay, like that. So it's going to fade in, and then you'll start seeing it here. And by the time you start seeing it, it should be rotating already. So what we do is rotate, say 360 degrees. There we go, 360. So if we press play, it's going. It's very, very slow. You probably wouldn't want it to be this slow in the actual video. Okay, so if we maybe shorten this down because we want it to go a bit faster, like that. We'll extend this out slightly so it doesn't show straight away either. Because basically what that's doing is that's covering up the very beginning, so as you can see it's not kind of showing properly. Like that. So if we press play now, yeah, that's a little better. And there we go, got Taser. So very, very, very simple. Little bit dull, no music on it or anything, but that would definitely do the job. So you could have that, and then oh no, sorry. Then split it there. Get rid of the end of that. So how long is that in total? 11.24 seconds. That's not too bad. That's actually quite good. That's a pretty fairly decent length. So we'll stick with that, and we'll build on that. So we're going to start off with that, rotating in like so at that speed. I think that's pretty quite nice speed. And it's like Taser. Now, what we'd quite like to do is have something maybe where it almost hits the screen. So imagine it's rotating and it's coming towards you, then it hits the screen and then bounces back off again. So we need to get the point where it actually hits the screen. So let's click on that. There. And now what we're going to do is we're going to split this in half. And we're going to click on this one and we're going to add an animation. And then what we want to do there is the X and the Y. I always remember X as a cross, because it's across. So X is across. So if I move this like this, it goes from side to side, so it goes across. Okay, and I always remember Y is obviously up and down because it's not across. Pretty simple. It's not the other ones. Now Z is your depth. So Z is in and out, basically, like the Okie Kokie. So if I wanted to go, let's try now. I've got to move this thing. Can I get rid of this? Can I move it? No, I can't move it. Let's get this over. There we go. I have to move it over a little bit so it's not on that one. There we go. Add animation. There we go. So we do that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to move it back again a little bit. Okay. Bear with me. And then we're going to drag that out very gently. We might need to actually zoom in on this. It's probably the best way of doing it. There we go. Can you see that now? It's actually sort of zooming in or zooming out a little bit. So what we're going to do is stick that right at the end of that one. So now if we watch this, it should kind of go in. So it hits, it goes in. But what we want it to do is we want it to do that. We'll do it slightly slower than that, I think. So a lot of this is playing about. I know that I'm not talking very much, explaining very much, but you can get the idea of what I'm doing by watching me, and it is playing about with it. It depends on what you want to do for your particular intro. It depends on how you want to achieve it. I'm showing you what these will do, and I'm showing you how you can animate this particular item, and then you can take that and you can apply it to whatever intro you want to do on the same software. Let's add another animation. Let's go back to there. Add animation. Now what we want to do is basically bring it back to the original point, so 0. We need to be about the same length as the other one. Okay, it's roughly the same length. So hopefully, there you go. It kind of gets that almost like the heartbeat pulsating kind of hits and then bounces back. So if we watch this from the beginning now. Oh. No, wait, hang on. There we go. So obviously spirals in, and then it should like hit the glass effectively, and then bounce back. Doesn't look too bad. Of course, that sort of effect isn't going to go down very well without any kind of sound effect. Now, you might notice on my video I had the bit of wood that did the same thing effectively, except it kind of jumped to the side slightly, which you can do. And I added a sound effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to go onto YouTube, because I'm going to show you how to get other things onto here as well, using a little trick that I use. Now, there are tons and tons of sound effects on YouTube. All you have to do is type in sound effect, and then the sound effect you want. So maybe glass. No, because that will be getting lots of glass shattering. Donk. Let's just put donk. Ooh, can't spell for shit. Doink. Doink dinosaur sound. Doink. Sound effects. Okay, didn't really find very much on that one. Let's try a different word. How about boing? Let's try boing. There you go, boing sound effect. So cartoon boing sound effect. Let's try this one. It's a bit too cartoony. Let's try this one. Quality of that one doesn't sound very good. Again, you have to play it out with this. I'll cut back in a minute when I found an appropriate sound effect that we can use. Okay, welcome back. I found an appropriate sound effect, and it's a clinking glass sound effect. Now, basically what I did from here is just took the URL address, and I went to this website, which is www.clipconverter.cc. And all you do with this is click on Converter, and take your copied URL, and paste it in here, and click Continue. Now, it will give you the option here below to choose MP4, 3GP, whatever it's called, and there's an MP3 one there as well, which is just the audio only ones. Now, I would suggest you stick to the video ones, the MP4. This is purely because Camtasia does act a little funny with the audio only ones. If you put the audio only ones in there, what it would do is no matter where you are in the clip, that particular clip will always play from the very beginning. So you could be halfway through it, press play, and it will play that clip from the very beginning. So when you're trying to listen back to kind of how it sounds when you've edited something, it doesn't sound right because the audio is not in the right place, and you're like, well, I don't understand it. But it's because it doesn't play from the part you've selected. It will just play from the very beginning, and I have no idea why. If you choose MP4, it doesn't do that, and I'll show you in a minute how to get rid of the video. So if you click MP4 and then start, and look how quick that was. Conversion time 0,000. And just click download. Now, I've already done this already, so I'm not going to bother with it. What I did then in Camtasia was get the sound effect itself. As you can see, I've already put it here. But you get the sound effect itself, and this is obviously going to show the video as well. So you right click on it, separate video and audio, and then just delete the video. And then what I did is trimmed the fat, as I like to call it, and that's got rid of the bits we don't need. So we obviously need the sounds here. Split, delete, and then we've just got the sound effects. Okay. Now I like this one better, so I just got rid of the second half of it, like so, and then I put it through the audio system. And you should do this with all your sound clips, really, just to make sure that they sound right. Enable noise removal, then click Advanced, adjust sensitivity. I use 2, and then I remove clipping and clicks, and then use 3 on that. So that's kind of what I use. Then you just do auto noise training, and it will do it for you. If it's a long clip, it might take a little while, so just bear that in mind. But it means you get rid of some of the background noise, like that. It does make it a little bit quieter sometimes, so you might have to raise the volume, which is what I've done with that one over there. Yeah, that sounds better. But it sounds a lot clearer than it did. It had a little bit of a hiss on it the first time that I played it, so I did that with the other clip. Now let's get rid of this bit so I can show you what it sounds like now. So if we play this from the beginning. There we go. So it's almost like hitting glass. The problem is at the moment it doesn't look like it's hitting glass. So I had quite a good idea about what we could do with this, and I downloaded a few pictures from Google. Now, what I was thinking is we could try and put a TV around the outside here, and then maybe like a glass effect over the top, so it does effectively look like it is hitting the TV. And then put an audio track on it, and that's our intro done. Very, very simple intro, but that's it done, pretty much. So I'll do that now and show you what pictures I've got. Okay, so these are the effects I've got. Now, I think that the black TV isn't going to show up very well on the black background, so first of all I'm going to change the background colour to a, no, that's the size, to a white, like that. And then if I put the TV in here, I reckon it will show up a lot better. Oh, I've just done a really rookie mistake, just to point that out. What I did then was I put that in the same track as this one. Now, I don't know why it does this, it's kind of annoying to be honest, but if you play something down here, and you can see that this track was, this particular one was here, but on the one below. Because I plonked it down and it was too long, it just pushes this one along, and it's really, really annoying. So it's Control Z, and I go back to how it was. So always try and drop into a track that's not being used like that, and then you can drag it in to where you want it. But we need that over the whole track anyway, so it's not going to be that much of a problem. Okay, so there's the TV. So what we're going to do is stretch it out. And I might just move that down slightly. There we go, like that. So that now looks like it's on a TV, which looks pretty good. But we're going to put a glass effect over the top of that. But what we want to do is have it on top of the Taser logo, but underneath the TV. So we're going to move this up one track because we want it to go here. Move that there. Like so. And then we're going to just stretch it out to the edges of the TV. Like so. And there you go. Now it looks like it's in a TV. So if we play that from the beginning, we've got the TV there. Looks good. There is one issue with that though. I don't know if you noticed about halfway through. There you go. At the top here, it's sticking out the top. So we need to make this screen bigger. So click on the screen, make it slightly bigger. I think we're probably going to have to get rid of that base. Okay, let's just see. It doesn't look too bad. We can leave that without the base, that's not a problem. Okay, and we do the same with the glass. Oops. Stretch it out. So look at that now. There we go. I don't think it popped out at any point. No, it's still within the frame. There we go. So that looks pretty good. We're going to add in some fades onto these just to make this look a bit neater. So let's have a fade there, but let's shorten it down because that needs to appear before the thing. And then let's have a fade, fade. You can use whatever transition you like. I'm just using fade because I like fade. And then that's going to look a little something like this. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Again, it does need an audio track. So what we're going to do is going to go back onto YouTube and we're going to get an audio track. Now the best way of doing this is to search for royalty free music. Okay, royalty free music. Now royalty free music, in case you're not aware of what that is music that you are allowed to use. You're not going to get flagged for it. You're not going to get any kind of copyright strikes. It is free music that the person who's made it is allowing anybody to use for any reason. Right? There might sometimes be stipulations. They should say if you're going to use YouTube in their description. There should be. There won't always be, but there might be sometimes. There might be stipulation like, please feel free to use my music, but please put a link to say that it's from me, etc. Which is fair enough. If someone's made something, they're letting you use it for free, then you should definitely follow that stuff as well. So let's go with, what's this orchestral dubstep thing? Skip that. I don't like that. Down to personal taste. Right, I will come back again, guys, when I found an appropriate music track, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, and welcome back. I found a suitable clip, and it is this one over on YouTube. Emotional, uplifting, royalty-free music download memoirs. By the way, thank you to everyone who I've used all these clips for. I appreciate that. So 0V, and also whoever was the guy who I took the sound effect off. I appreciate it. Thank you. So this is the one I went with, and purely because I wanted something a little bit more gentle, not really kind of massively like the last track was. What I did is use the same technique as I did with the sound effect, and got the MP4 version and downloaded it, and I have split the audio. It's on Camtasia now. It's just here, as you can see, on the audio track, and this is what it sounds like. Okay, obviously sounds a little bit bitty at the moment because I haven't put in any fade-ins, fade-outs at the beginning or the end, but you can see what it kind of is going to come out like, and it's not looking too bad. So if I put in the fade-out and the fade-in, like so, let's just see what it sounds. I might have to move those audio points a little bit. Yes, we'll have to move the last one a little bit to fade out a little bit later than that, I think. There we go, I think that's better. Okay, so yeah, just playing about with that. That is literally a very, very basic intro, and that's just kind of show you what you can do with Camtasia. Obviously, you've seen the one that I did. That took me a little bit longer because it's got things like shadow and stuff in it, which is really easy to do in case you're not aware. You can do shadow really easily. Hang on, I'll just show you. So say you wanted shadow, you would just go to Visual Properties, and you click Drop Shadow. There you go, got shadow. Actually looks quite nice, gives it a bit more depth to it. And you can do the same with the TV actually, because it's a white background. It does look a bit like it stands out a bit more. Maybe rotate that slightly. Direction. There we go, that looks a bit better. Like so. You know, very, very simple, but that would definitely do as a reasonably good intro. And obviously that doesn't give you any kind of information, but you can add in call-outs if you wanted to put in like your website and stuff. You just obviously click on the text one. You can add in other effects and things like that. You could add in video clips if you wanted to have a TV with a video clip that of you playing a game. Maybe there's your intro. You can do that if you wanted to have like a mini montage. The main things to remember are it shows who you are. It's short, so it's not like going to get people really bored really, really quickly, and it's a good quality because at the end of the day, this is representing your brand or your channel. It's going to represent who you are, and it's the first thing people are going to see when they come to your videos. They're going to see your intro and they're going to go, oh, that looks like shit, or they're going to go, oh, quite nicely made, or quite unique. That's the sort of things they're looking for: unique, nicely made, etc. And as long as you follow those steps, no matter how you make it, you should do reasonably well with it. As always, guys, if you have any problems with this, please leave comments below. Ask me questions. I don't mind answering them. That's not a problem at all. I'll probably be doing some end cards next time. In case you're not aware what end cards are, if you've ever watched any YouTube channels and at the end of the video it's got like a choice of videos for you to watch at the end that you can click on screen, that's an end card. Next week we'll be doing end cards. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys another time. Thanks for watching. Bye.